Hey guys, Lindsay here. Welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I had started talking about some organization I was doing in my house and my reasoning for it. It was because we wanted to have less things, do sort of a minimalist type lifestyle. But I had also said that minimalism is different for everyone, so our idea of minimalism might not be the same as someone else's. So we're just basically trying to get rid of a lot of things and only have what we really need to, you know, try to make our life a little easier. So I was going to give you a little bit of a backstory, I guess, so to speak, and my reasons why I have come to this conclusion. I know probably a lot of you are probably thinking, well, you probably just didn't want a bunch of junk. That's true. I have 4 children. We have accumulated a lot of things. We've been in our house 14 years. It's easy to accumulate a lot of stuff. We slowly get rid of things, but more things come into the house. So something had to be done. My main reason for wanting to, be more on the side of a minimalist lifestyle is because I was just so tired of picking up stuff and cleaning everything. My children, I'm constantly having to tell them to pick up their things. Like they'll pick up a few things, but it seems as if there's just too much stuff and they get tired of cleaning it up. And I thought, there's some things that they don't use and they were just taking up space that they could have used to put away their things that they do use. So I basically just got tired of all the negativity I was getting from everyone in the house, and then myself. I didn't like to clean a lot. Nobody likes to really, unless you're like my mom. She cleans all the time, but I know she probably doesn't like to do it all the time. Um, and you end up with no energy. I'm always exhausted. I'm always so tired. I don't have time. I don't, nor do I have the energy to play with my kids. Like by the time I get done cleaning, I'm just so tired. I just want to lay down. And my kids want to run around and play with me, and I lack a lot of energy. I mean, I still do try to muster up some to play with them, but I don't have as much energy as I'd like to have for them. Another reason for all of this is that I feel like I'm constantly trying to organize and reorganize things and go through my stuff, and I would always try to come up with an excuse. Like my brain just would come up with an excuse to keep something, and I thought if I could just reorganize it, I can keep all these things, not realizing that some of the items in my home were not being utilized to their full potential, or I just, they weren't being used at all, or it just wasn't something that was really necessary because maybe we had 5 of something and we really didn't need to use them. So once you have so many things, it becomes harder and harder to organize them and find places for them, especially when you have 6 people in a small household. You realize you don't really need all this stuff. And I had to trick my brain into realizing that if you just get rid of some of these things, you can organize them a lot easier. Um, uh, my third reason for deciding to go more minimalist approach is laundry. No one needs as many clothes as my children. My 2 boys, they share a closet. A lot of times they share clothes. They really only need enough shirts to wear for the week, enough pairs of shorts for the week, maybe an extra pair or whatever, but I do laundry for them like twice a week. And I don't know if that's because they have so many clothes or if that's just how I have kind of gotten into the habit of doing laundry, but I realize I'm doing so much laundry. There's no need for it. It seems like I do a whole bunch of laundry. I think because some things get thrown on the floor or they fall off hangers and are on the floor, and I don't know if they're clean or dirty. I don't pay attention all the time to how many times my kids have worn something. When you're working, you're busy, you don't always keep track. Like, I can sometimes remember if my youngest had a red shirt on. um, it's always that busy with us. So I've realized we have a lot of laundry to do, but there's also a lot of clothes I have to find space for. So that was just something. And in my closet too, I realized I could hardly ever put all of my clothes away all at the same time when I had all the laundry caught up. So I figured I'm going to get rid of things. I now wear scrubs for work. As an esthetician, I figured it looks a little bit more professional. We wore scrubs at school. I wore scrubs at work. It's a lot easier for me. I don't have to worry about ruining my clothes. My scrubs are easier to keep clean, easier to get stains out of. It's just easier all around. So I don't keep as many other clothing items to wear. Sometimes, like on a Saturday or on a day that I don't have to work very long, I may not wear my scrubs. Like today, I wore this shirt and some a pair of jeans that had a embroidered design on them, but I was only at work for a couple hours because then we went to a family party. So in order to reduce the amount of laundry, free up some space, or just allow for enough space in the closets and in the dressers and things, and I would like to not have to have a lot of furniture for putting clothes in as well, so we can have more room in the house. So that's another reason. My fourth reason: we're constantly washing dishes. We wanted to have enough dishes for us and a little bit extra for when we have guests. But in my mind, I keep thinking we need more. We don't have guests that often. Sometimes my parents come over for dinner, which means we only need 2 extra plates. If my grandmother comes over, then that's of course 3 extra plates if my parents and grandmother come over. But it's not really necessary to have enough for 3 families. It's just pointless. I just realized because I thought we needed enough for guests, I kept constantly thinking we needed more stuff. We'd get mugs. I would feel like we need to save them. So I've slowly been getting rid of those items. You don't need duplicates of things. Like, I didn't need 2 sets of measuring cups. I have a nice measuring spoon that it has the silicone on either end, and one side has certain sizes, and then you can flip it over and you push the spoon down, push the silicone down on the spoon, and it's another size. I don't need a full set of different, individual measuring spoons. So that's something I got rid of. We use K-cups now, so I have an organizer for them, right, that goes right beside our Keurig. So I didn't need a canister for coffee anymore. I realized we were making kind of a mess when we had sugar putting in things. We don't put it in a lot of things anymore. I just put a little bit in my coffee. So I went to Dollar Tree and I bought, I didn't show this in my last video, I bought a little sugar container, a little dispenser, and then I was able to get rid of my canisters. That freed up space on the counter. I also purchased a bottle for dispensing cooking oil that is tall and slender, so I can put it right beside my canister, or my container that holds my cooking utensils, spatulas, and things like that. So it fits nicely beside there, so I don't have to have that big bottle of oil and constantly pull it out of the cabinet all the time. And it's less mess also. So I've been slowly freeing up space in the kitchen. I have a small kitchen, so getting rid of some of that stuff kind of helps free up not only the cabinet space, but it reduces the amount of dishes that I'm washing, the amount of time I have to wash dishes, and it lowers my stress level. So number 5 on my reasons are just having too much stuff. To me, it almost is like when you depressing, and it's just, you get this like negative energy when you have clutter and you have too much stuff. To me, it feels like I was constantly thinking about, what am I going to do with this stuff? And I was trying to think of strategies to get around things and walk through rooms. And I thought, I would always think, what happens if there's a fire? What if this happens? I was thinking of every single scenario, and it was stressful. It was just weighing on me so bad. And it causes a little bit of a depression. I mean, it's not something that I want to feel all the time. It's not good. And clutter around the house, I feel like it causes clutter in your brain. You can't think straight. I mean, that's my view on it. I know some people would probably agree with me. So that's something I always have thought about when I've had clutter in my house. Some other people, that's their way of living. They like to have stuff around them. You know what? I'll leave them to that. I myself can't have the clutter, but I'm not gonna get on someone else's case for having it unless I know that it's causing them some issues. You know, maybe I'd offer help if I could figure out how to help myself. My 6th reason is that, as I said, the clutter makes it hard to move around. My kids, they have to shimmy through things, they have to move around. It causes everybody stress. It's frustrating, and it's hard to find things when you need them, when you have clutter. I have been notorious for setting things down. I set it down somewhere, and I think I'll come back to it later, or I used to set things on my stairway, because my bedroom's in the basement, and I thought, I'm going to put things away right before I go to bed, and I'd set it on the stairway, or I'd set it on the stairway to go up and put away in the rest of the house, and sometimes I would walk right past it and forget about it. And then I would go past and I'd see it. Sometimes I'd walk past it 2 or 3 times before I'd grab it and put it away, or took it to the garbage or wherever it needed to go. And that was just, it was stressing me out, because then the stairway would get cluttered and it was hard to move things. If we were moving furniture or I was taking laundry up or down the stairs, I don't need that anymore. My last reason, my 7th reason, is having less stuff and less clutter and less furniture or whatever. It's less to maintain, less stuff you have to worry about taking care of, keeping in good condition. We don't have a lot of furniture in our room. We have our bed that has some drawers at the end. We have our closet, and we have our nightstands. That's it. We have a few sets of drawers that have some extra things in them. A lot of it is like files that I have in. We have a set of drawers in the bathroom, the medicine cabinet, and a small vanity area with some things. And that's it. We don't need a lot of storage space, because that just means we'd have more room to collect stuff that we may not get a chance to use. I want stuff that I'm going to use a lot. I'm going to get a lot of uses out of it. So, and as far as when you don't have a lot of furniture, that's less stuff you have to worry about being broken or keeping clean. So those are my reasons for why I want to choose a more minimalistic lifestyle. Let me know your thoughts. Comment on this video. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy watching me. If you really liked this video, go ahead and click that like button. So thanks for watching my video. I will see you next time. Bye.